ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशंकरं लोकशंकरम्। नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोहग्राहग्रासैक कर्मणे। Every time we invoke Guru of Vidyaranya Muni, Sri Shankarananda ji also. He was also a great Mahatma. Okay. Now in Pañcadaśi, 57, 58, 59, all those 56 onwards, we saw quotations from Shiva Purana where it was told Shiva is Kutastha Chaitanya. That is real. Kutastha is real. And Jiva, Chidabhasa, Jiva and Ishvara are the creations of Maya. That thought will come again now. So therefore, Kutastha Chaitanya is separated from Chidabhasa, Indriyas, etc., etc., etc. They're all superimposed. So what is Kutastha Chaitanya? With respect to Chidabhasa, Jiva Chidabhasa, we talk about it as Adhisthana as Kutastha Chaitanya. Otherwise, macro Adhisthana substratum is called Brahma. So Kutastha is Brahma only. So in that Brahma Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam, there is said Jiva Ishatvadi Rahitaha. There is no Jiva, there is no Ishvara there. Because Ishvara is macro Chidabhasa. This is also a reflection of the Brahman in Maya Upadhi. Jiva also is a reflection, avidya, buddhi, reflected in buddhi. So up to that point we saw. Now, same thought is being continued. Vidyarmani says, Maya bhasena jiveshau karoti iti srutattvataha mayika veva jiveshau swachhautau kachakumbhavat. Now, 60th verse. Maya abhasena jiva ishau karoti. According to the Shruti, Shruti Mata, Vedanta, Upanishads. It is clear now. What is it clear? Jiva and Ishvara are the creations of Maya, created by Maya. So Maya, when reflected in individual, that avidya, it is called Jiva. That's why in the Maya Upadhi, the Chaitanya reflects, it becomes Chidabhasa, Jiva. And same, Ishvara, Brahma, reflects in the Samashti, this Maya, is called Ishvara. So Maya only is creating Jiva and Ishvara. Maya Abhasena. So both Jiva and Ishvara are nothing but reflections of that supreme Brahman, where in Maya Upadhi. But Mayikavyeva Jivayesho Swachhautau Kachakumbhavat. But they are different actually. In material thing, that because Jiva is different, Ishvara is different. How? One is the transparent pot, glass jar, which is transparent. Ishvara is more transparent, more purer, is absolute omni. The qualities we see now in the coming slokas. Jiva is the jar made up of pot, so mud pot. So glass jar is made up different from various earthly products made up of mud. Similarly, there is a difference between Ishvara is more transparent, purer. Ishvara qualities are different. So Chidabhasa is only Vyavaharika Satyam. It is not real. It is not absolute. That's what it means. Chidabhasa means what? It is not absolute. It is not real. It is not to be taken as Satyam. Then what is Satyam? Chit. Kutastha, Brahma, Chit, all are same. That is to be considered as Satyam. And Chidabhasa should be considered as Mithya. We saw why Chidabhasa is Mithya, because it is taking birth and appearing and disappearing. With every thought it rises, when thought dissolves or Nidra, it is not there. So all the things are there. Now, how can you say Chidabhasa is Mithya? Very simple answer is, Chidabhasa is Mithya because it is the product of Maya. They are the creations of Maya. And what is Maya? Maya is Mithya. As said in Shruti Vedanta Shastras, Maya is nothing but Mithya. It is only an appearance. So Jiva Chidabhasa, I am using only the Chidabhasa is Jiva, one Chidabhasa, smaller Chidabhasa I am using for understanding sake. It is Jiva, and the reflection of that consciousness in Samasti Upadhi, Maya is Ishvara. Both are products of Maya, therefore they are Mithya. That's it. So in Upanishad, it is very clearly said, Maya alone creates both Jiva and Ishvara. That's beautiful. So Maya is what here? Maya is a reflecting medium. So in that, it provides a reflecting medium. Once a reflecting medium is created, and the reflection is formed. So reflection as a beginning, reflection as an end. When Anadi, we say actually Maya is Anadi. Maya is Anadi because it is a Brahmashrayi Shakti. It appears and disappears, manifests and unmanifests, becomes unmanifest. So though everything is creation of Maya only, both are, the Jada Prapancha also is Maya Karya, insentient world also is Maya Karya, effects of Maya, and all those sentient Jiva and Ishvara also is Maya Karya. But what is the difference? One is sentient because there are purer and refiner. That sloka will come next. All are the products of Maya. Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat is a product of Maya only. But Jagat is Jadam, insentient, whereas the Jiva and Ishvara is sentient. So that is the difference. So what does Loka says now clearly? Maya abhasena Jiva Ishau karoti. Srutatvataha. Mayikau eva jivayesho swachchautau kachakam bhavat. One is Jada Prapancha, other is Chetana Prapancha. That's the difference. Kachakam bhavat. Like a difference between earthly jar and a glass jar. Simple sloka, very easy to understand. Now, both the once it Jada Prapancha, Panchabhuta, Srushti, the 5 great elements out of which the entire physical world has come, Jagat, Stula Jagat has come, gross world has come. And there is a Jiva who is a conscious, sentient being. And there is Ishvara also, who is the ruler of the Jagat, is also conscious entity. Now in the next sloka, Vidyaranya speaks about another dimension, same thing, continuing the same thought. He gives an example. Why Jiva and Ishvara is more transparent? All of them are creations of Maya only. But Ishvara is more transparent. Jiva is not that transparent. Malina, impure. Ishvara is Shuddha. Jagat is very, very grosser. So he gives an example. What is that? So all of them are products of Maya, but one is transparent, more purer than the other. One is two things, Jiva and Ishvara is sentient, Jagat is insentient. All products of Maya only. See the variety, but. That is a Maya. So he says, Annajanyam mano dehat swachham yadvat tathaivatau mayika vapi sarvasmad anyasmat swachhatang gatau. Now, Annajanyam manaha dehat swachham. Now see, what is the mind? Mind also is a product of food only. In Chandogya Upanishad, we study that the kind of whatever food we eat, the grossest part of it is thrown out, excreted. Madhyama bhaga goes into the composition of the body, the blood, and then mamsa, etc., etc., madhya, majja, marrow. It forms in that madhyama portion. And the more refined food, refined energy of the food that we consume, it goes into the mind. So mind is fed and mind is made up of food only. So Annajanyam Manaha. Deha also is Annajanyam only. Body also is a product of food. Mind also is a product of food only. But body is very grosser. Mind is very pure, subtler and purer than the body. That's what he says. Manaha Dehat Swachham Yadvat, just as though the Annajanyam, both mind and the body, both are products of food only, body and mind, but mind is purer and subtler than the body. Yadvat Tatha Eva Tau. Tau means these two. Jiva and Ishvara Mayikavapi Sarvasmat Anyasmat Swachhatam Gatau. So Jiva and Ishvara also are more transparent than the grosser products. Because Jiva and Ishvara is what such refined matter may, the reflection of consciousness is taking place. So they are called purer than Jiva and Ishvara are much purer than, subtler and purer than the grosser world. So one is Jada Srushti, one is Chetana Srushti. Both are products of Maya, Maya Karya. So remember this, Anna is the source of mind. That's why Sattvic Ahara. Vivekananda, one of his talks, he says, Swami Vivekananda, he says, food, ahara means thought that is given to the mind. He gives there. So Sattvic ahara means pure thoughts that are given to the mind. But how do you generate pure thoughts, pure material? by food only. Because the subtlest sattvic ahara you take, the subtle pure energy goes into the functioning of the mind. So what is the difference? Gross body and subtle body. Subtle body, the Chidabhasa, same matter, refined matter may, buddhi is so refined, vritti is so refined in that it is able to reflect the consciousness. Mirror is a refined material, therefore it can reflect me. But wall also cannot reflect, wall etc. it cannot reflect because the wall is grosser. It is not so refined as the mirror. So that's the difference. So Jiva and Ishvara are like made up of glass jar, able to reflect. Chidabhasa is there. So Jiva and Ishvara are formed. There are sentient beings, but products of Maya, but they are sentient. Jagat is product of Maya, but insentient, gross. So continuing same in the same lines, Chidrupatvam cha sambhavyam chitvenaiva prakashanat sarvakalpana shaktaya mayaya dushkaram nahi. Very good. No, Chidrupatvam cha sambhavyam. Chidrupatvam cha sambhavyam. So chitvena. So the sentiency, chitvena by the consciousness, chitvena in the form of consciousness, in the form of chaitanyam, chitvena. So what is it now here? Sentient, Chidabhasa is sentient, is it not? We saw just now, Chidabhasa, whether Ishvara or Jiva, both are Chidabhasas only. What is different between Ishvara and Jiva? Upadhi, reflecting medium is different. Jiva Upadhi is Avidya, Ishvara Upadhi is Suddha Sattva Maya. Ishvara is keeping the Maya under his control. Jiva is under the control of Maya. So why he says now, see, the sentiency of Chidabhasa, how can we accept that it is sentient? It should be accepted because it is the experience of everybody. Chitvena, it is in the form of consciousness, it is self-evident. I know I am conscious. Whether I am conscious or not, I don't want any proof from you all. I am not a stone, I am not a jada, I am a conscious entity. How I know? Chidabhasa knows, it is self-evident. It is a self-experience. Everybody experiences that I am Chit. So Chidrubatvam cha sambhavyam. Chitvena eva prakash. Chitvena eva prakashanat. So therefore, Chitvena prakashanat means what? It is appearing to us. That means we experience that we are conscious, sentient beings. And there is no doubt in this. So personal experience proves that Chidabhasa is sentient. One thing. So everybody's experience is I am alive, I exist, I am a conscious entity. Therefore, I can not only I know that I exist, I can also reveal the other subjects. Other objects. I can throw light of my consciousness on it and I can reveal them. I can see them. I can know them. A book cannot know other book, but I can know the book. I can know every object. And what the Shastra says, Shastra proves Chidabhasa one is sentient by my experience, by our experience. And Shastras very clearly speak about that the Chidabhasa is a creation of Maya. Therefore, what is it now? So, therefore, sentient Chidabhasa is a creation of Maya. Clear now? Proved? Chidabhasa is Maya Karya. What is Chidabhasa? Sentient. So, sentient Chidabhasa is creation of Maya, produced by Maya. Now we can ask, how can Maya produce Chidabhasa? How can Maya create sentient Chidabhasa? He says, Sarvakalpana Shaktaya Mayayaha Dushkaram Nahi. It can produce anything, that's what Shastra says. Because it can imagine Sarvakalpana Shaktaya, that there is a power in Maya to do anything. So Maya can produce Jagat, Maya can produce Chidabhasa. Just Sarva Shankalpa, Sarva Kalpana Shaktaya Mayayaha, because it has got that, Maya has got that special power to create anything in the creation. To create anything, is capable of. So Sarva Kalpana Shaktaya Mayayaha Dushkaram Nahi. For that Maya, there is nothing Dushkaram. Dushkaram means there is nothing difficult for Maya. There is nothing called difficulty. Maya can create anything. That is the power. And what about Brahman? Brahman doesn't create anything. Brahman is simply existing. Brahman doesn't create anything. And Maya creates everything. And what is the Ashray? Brahma Ashrayi Shakti. Maya is Brahma Ashrayi. It is his power, only power of Brahman. So that is the power of Maya. So Maya can create anything. No, there is no wonder. Vijayarani says there is no wonder in recognizing that Maya is creating anything, because Maya is capable of that. So we move to the 63rd verse. Asmannidrapi jiveshau chetanau swapna gau srujet mahamaya srujatyetau ityaschariyam kimatrate. Asmannidrapi jiveshau chet. Now, Vijayana says in the dream, we sleep. Asmannidra is our dream, our sleep. In our sleep also, we dream. So the power of Nidra Shakti is there in all the beings. So every individual is sleeping, and so that Nidra Shakti is there. That Nidra power, when I sleep in Nidra, deep sleep, it has got that inherent power to create, to produce what? Swapna Jagat. In that creation, do I create only the Jada Vastu? No, I create Jivas also, and I create Ishvara also. Swapna Ishvara. So I talk about a God, Ishvara. In the Swapna also I talk to other friend. Other is other Jiva. So if individual Jiva, you and I are capable of creating a dream, and in the dream I am capable of creating other Jivas, and also Ishvara, and also Jagat. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara I created there. Individual in my own dream. Do you think that the macro level, the Maya cannot create this Srishti? See, Mahamaya Sujati Etau iti Ascharjam Kimatrate. What wonder is there in that? Why should there be any surprise that Maya has created everything? If you are capable of creating your own Jagat in the dream, and you know, in Tripura Rahasya, the story comes there. There's one Maharishi doing tapasya, one person goes there and then he doesn't talk, then his son comes out from the wall and he takes them into the wall. I'm just cutting it short something. And that person spends a lot of time there in the Jagat. Total world is created. So when they come out, it's so much of time has elapsed. There's no Rajya, no kingdom. What is this Maya? That is Maya. That time is different. This time is different. But that time only 1 hour you walked and spent time, it was experience. But then when he takes them into the rock, into the mountain. So multiple worlds, multiple timings, all are created. And that entire world, Rishi says, I only told my son to create. You want to be the king of the kingdom? Don't ask external kingdom. You create your own kingdom and enjoy. So he created a huge kingdom for himself. So if Jiva is capable of such creations, you do think Maya, Samasti Maya cannot do that? So our Nidra produces what? Jiva Jagat Ishvara. In the Nidra. Similarly, Maya at Samasti level creates Jiva Jagat Ishvara. So what is the problem? There's the power of Maya and Maya is creating. So what is the problem there? There's so many dimensions out there in the creation. If you talk about Puranas, if you talk about Lokas, Lokantara Gati, Jivas, and there are so many dharmas in each loka. In each loka, science is different, physics, chemistry becomes different. And when we are confined to one loka, we cannot see other lokas. Even the physical universe also itself is mystery. This vast creation, Shakti, Maya Shakti, Divine Mother's play it is all. Such a vast scale she created. Is it real? No, it's a dream. Where does it exist? In our mind. How long? As long as we are seeing it. So next sloka, 64th verse. Sarvajñattvadikam cheshe kalpayitva pradarshayet dharminam kalpayedhyasyaha ko bharo dharma kalpane. Now, imagine a question is asked by the student. He says, Maya is creating Jiva, Maya is creating Jagat, and Maya is creating Ishvara. And Ishvara qualities are different, no? Sarvajñatvam. Sarvajñatvam means omniscient. Ishvara knows everything. Sarvavit, Sarvajña, both we say. So Samanya Jnanam, Vishesha Jnanam. Both Ishvara has everything. There is nothing Ishvara doesn't know. It's all coming from his Sarvajña, omniscient. Adi means what? Sarvavyapi. He is all pervading. Everywhere he is feeling. His presence is there. Sarvashaktiman. All powers are under his control. So now you can imagine, so where from these powers have come from into Ishvara? Maya created Ishvara, but Ishvara has got certain tremendous powers, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Imagine a question asked, where from that? Vidyananya says, Muni says, Sarvajñatvadikam cha ishe kalpayatva pradarshayet. So Maya only, when Maya is able to create Ishvara, is it difficult for Maya to put in that Ishvara all kinds of qualities? Think. When Maya created Ishvara, Maya only created all powers in Ishvara. So Maya alone creates those qualities in him. That is why, for children to understand, or even for us also, when we say Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Brahma is the creator. To create, he needs knowledge. That is provided by Saraswati only. Maya, all Maya Shakti Mother Rupas only. So Mother Saraswati provides knowledge because he needs knowledge to create. And Vishnu is Sthitikaraka, sustainer. To sustain what he needs, money, wealth, prosperity. That is Lakshmi. So he is married Lakshmi. Lakshmi is with him. And for Shiva is a destroyer. For destroying, he needs power. Without that power in him, he cannot Shakti, he cannot destroy. So at the Trinity level also, you see that the spouses only supplying all what is essential. And where are these Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara? Every moment, all of them are working because Jagat is constantly being created. At that moment, only the next creation coming, the previous creation is dissolving. So Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara is all the time, all the way, all places, all the time, constantly working because Jagat is appearing and disappearing. Every moment it is changing. Change means what? Destruction. The previous state is destroyed. Next state is created. When I'm moving the finger like this also, there is a birth, there is a sustenance, and there is a death also in it. In previous movements, I'm talking. So whatever Maya is creating, it affects whom? Chidabhasa. It has attributing the qualities to Chidabhasa, the consciousness, reflected consciousness claims them. What about Sakshi Chaitanya? What about the Adhisthana Brahma? He is not bothered, he is just existing. So therefore, Gurudev says, all the Jagat is nothing but exhibition of Maya. Exhibition of Maya. Aishwarya. Gurudev says, it seems Shiva is in deep meditation in Kailash. Very deep meditation, Shiva. When he opened his eyes, he found entire creation, vast creation, universes. He asked, hey, what did you do? He asked Parvati, it seems. What did you do? Gurudev, in a typical side, used to say, Ayo, it is for your entertainment only I created all this. I want you to enjoy, relax. So I created all this creation for your entertainment. A very beautiful way of explaining. So it's the mother's creation. Who support Ishvara, Shiva. Adhisthana is Brahma. Again, next, how can Maya create all the attributes? That is the capable of Maya. So when Maya is able to create the Stula Jagat, Ishvara, Jiva, it can also create all kinds of qualities in all of them. And every Jiva, whatever we have, it is the creation of the Divine Mother only. So everything is created, accepted. What about Kutastha Chaitanya? Is it creation of Maya? Such a question may be asked by the student. So he says, Kutaste Pyatishankhya Syat Iti Chenmati Shankyatam Kutastha Mayikatvetu Pramanam Nahi Vidyate. Vidyate or Vartate. Both are same. Some textbook Vidyate, Pramanam Nahi Vidyate, Pramanam Nahi Vartate. Both are same, whatever in the textbook. Kutaste api atishankhya. In Kutastha, in the Kutastha Chaitanya also there is a doubt that the Kutastha also may be the creation of Maya. Imagine a question is asked by the student. Kutastha Chaitanya, because Jiva creation is Maya. Ishvara is created by Maya. Jagat is created by Maya. They are all reflections. Jiva and Ishvara reflections. Maya Karya is Sthula Jagat. In that Sthula Jagat, most refined matter is Vritti, wherein that is capable of reflecting the consciousness. Who created such a subtle matter? Maya only. Buddhi Vrittau we say. Buddhi has got the capacity to reflect the consciousness. But who created a upadhi, subtle upadhi? So grossest upadhi to subtlest upadhi, the Maya creation. So in subtlest upadhi, the consciousness is reflecting, and there the Jiva and Ishvara are formed. Samashti level Ishvara is formed, Vyashti level Jiva is formed. What about Kutastha Chaitanya? Is it creation of Maya? No. That is actually the meaning of, they say the Kali dancing on Shiva. So Shiva is lying down, dead, meaning no movement, nischest. And Kali is dancing on him. You must have seen photographs. What is it depicting? Kali is the dance, the Maya dance. Expression of that divine Maya power into this entire phenomenal world. Jiva, Ishvara, Tandava she is doing. Who is support? Shiva. Shiva is now no movement. Shiva is just supporting. Like a changeless, motionless platform or a stage on which dancer can dance. So the stage is such supporting. What you dance on it is your wish. So therefore, don't ask this question, is Kutastha also creation of Maya? Because Maya is created. Anything Maya can create. You name it, Maya creation. Chida Ishvara Chidabhasa, Jiva Chidabhasa, Jagat created, Jiva Dharma, Ishvara Dharma, Jagat Dharma, all these things are creation of Maya only. Then what about Kutastha? So Kutastha is not a product of Maya. Don't doubt this way. Kutastha is not Maya Srushti. Kutastha is beyond Maya. It is a support. It is not product of Maya. Don't come to such a conclusion. Why? There is no proof. See, pramanam nahi vidyate. There is no proof. Or nahi vartate. There is no proof to say that Kutastha also is a creation of Maya. So what is the proof? Shastra. Shastra pramana is required. Shastra never speak about that the Kutastha being the creation of Maya. So Sruti, Yukti, Anubhava pramana, all the pramanas cannot prove that the Kutastha also is a creation of Maya. Chidabhasa is a product of Maya. Agreed. But nowhere Shastra says Kutastha also is a product of Maya. Kutastha is Brahma. On the contrary, what Shastra says? Shastra says Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is infinite, pure existence, consciousness, bliss. Therefore, don't doubt this. Kutastha is not the creation of Maya. Vastutvam ghoshayantyasya vedanta sakala api sapatna rupam vastvanyat nasahantetra kinchana. Therefore, it says sakala api vedantaha asya vastutvam ghoshayanti. All the Shastras, Upanishads, Vedantaha, all Upanishads declare what? Vastutvam, meaning ultimate reality. Supreme Self, the Kutastha is the ultimate reality. And that reality of Kutastha is proclaimed by all the Upanishads. Sakala Vedantaha Goshayanti. Asya Kasya Kutastasya. Kutastasya Vastutvam. Existence of the Kutastha is spoken about by all the Upanishads. Supreme Self, pure existence, Supreme Self. So it exists. Maya manifested, unmanifest. But this is eternal, Brahman. So therefore, sapatna rupam vastu anyatra sahante atra kinchana. Nobody will accept the contrary to this thought. Nobody will tolerate any other view on reality. Sapatna rupam means what? Opposite rupam. Contrary nature. Sapatna rupam vastu anyatra. Whatever is spoken, that is the final truth. So, contrary to this view, what is the contrary to that view? That Kutastha also is a creation of Maya, is not accepted by anything, by Shastra, by Yukti, nothing, no Pramana can prove it. What is Brahman? Brahma is Satyasya Satyam. One Satya is Nama Rupam. और इसका आधार भी सद्दट सत्यम. So what is the conclusion now? Jiva is, that Jiva Chidabhasa is Mithya. Ishwar Chidabhasa is Mithya. And what about Jagat? Mithya. And what about Jiva Dharma? Mithya. Ishwara Dharma? Mithya. Jagat attributes? Mithya. Then what is Satya Brahma? Kutastha is Satya Brahma. That Brahman is Satyam. That is Brahma. Practically, if you wanted to think about it, what way I should treat all this thought, how I can apply in this world while I'm living. A great teacher is to tell us, don't take this world seriously. Meaning, respond, act, serve, love, compassion, do all that. But in the heart of hearts, you think that it is all display of Maya, good and bad. That thought should be entertained always within. It's all Maya. So that we should remember. So now, 67th. Srutyartham vishadi kurmo natarkan vachmi kankinchana tena tarkika shankhanam atrako vasaro vada. Atra ko avasaro vada. Shrutyartham vishadi kurmaha. What is the real meaning of Shruti? We wanted to put in front of all of you. All these verses, what I have been talking about, meaning Vidyaranya says. These verses, what we have been studying. What is our attempt? Our attempt is to put in front of you all the verses as of Shruti Mata, the real meaning of this Shruti Mata, these verses of Shruti Mata. Shrutyartham, the real meaning of Shruti. Vishadi kurmaha. Na tarkan vachmi kinchana. And we do not consider anything from logical, tarkan vachmi. From tarka point of view, I am not bringing any logical things and all to more and more confuse. So we have not said anything that which falls in the purview of logic only. I may use logic to so Strutimatas Tarkon Sandhiyatam, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Tarka you can follow. Which Tarka? That Tarka logic which is used by Shrutimata in scriptures to make us understand Advaita Brahma, a certain point. That logic, because that logic is enough to understand. Shrutimata Tarko Sandhiyata, Dustarkat Suviramyata. Don't hold on to the Dustarka. Withdraw from wrong logic. So we have been trying to do in this slokas. We wanted to put forward in front of you. You know why? Because Shruti Pramana only is important. Our Pramana, our is not important. It is incapable. We are incapable of understanding Ishvara, etc. Status of Brahma, who is Ishvara. Shruti only has to tell us about Ishvara, Brahma, etc. We don't have any Pramana to know about Ishvara. So we believe, because we are our own knowledge, our wisdom, with our own pramanas, means of knowledge. Our means of knowledge is what indriyas are there, and buddhi is there. With our little buddhi, it is incapable. It is not possible for us to understand the vastness of this creation, the Srishti, Ishvara, Mayakara Srishti, visible and invisible worlds. We just can't understand this. The scale, the magnitude is that much. So so what should we depend only on Shruti to understand? So Shruti declares who is Ishvara, who is Jiva, what is Srishti. Apaurishayam, no? So Atindriya Vishayeshu Veda Pramana. Is beyond senses. So Veda alone is Pramana for us. So what does Vedanta say? Vedanta say Ishvara and Jiva both are projections of Maya. Both are reflection of Brahman. In one is a larger scale upadhi, mass scale, that means the mega scale, mega level, Ishvara, and minute level is Chidabhasa. Is formed. That also macro Chidabhasa. This is minor, smaller Chidabhasa. Any upadhi drishtiya. Because Ishvara qualities are there. Because Ishvara is reflected in Shuddha Sattvika Maya there, Maya power. Pañcadaśi we studied in the first chapter or second chapter. So Shastra takes shelter of Shastra. Therefore, Tasmat Kutarkam Sanchajya Mumukshu Srutimashrayet Srutau tu Maya Jiveshau Karoti iti Pradarshitam. Therefore, what should we do now? What is the final conclusion? Tasmat, therefore. When we really want liberation, final goal we wanted to reach, what should be done? We must renounce all the false logical arguments. Kutarkam sanchajya. Dustarkat sviramyatam. Viramyatam. Withdraw yourself. Don't involve in all kinds of logical, the questions and then involvement and then disturb your mind. Kutarka. Let us not waste our time in these things. Kutark. Long back, many years ago, two people came. They are sisters both. They just came here in the room and said, we want to talk to you. They were corporate workers, working employees. I said, okay, please talk. Straight away, they said, we don't believe in God. I said, okay, that's okay. I have not argued. They were looking at each other. Swamiji is not arguing with us. They thought they will involve me in discussions and logic, and then they drag me into all kinds of things. I said, I am not interested. That is your faith, your belief that there is no God. That's fine. Okay. Then I asked them, would you like to have coffee or tea? So much of Shastra Pramana is there. Ishvara is there. Jiva is there. Maya is Shakti. There's so much of Maharishis, great Rishis have given Veda Pramanam for us. So Mumukshu, a seeker of truth, Shrutim Ashrayet, should take the Ashraya of Shruti Mata. Go and take shelter, refuge in the scriptural statements. What does Shruti says? Shrutautu Maya Jiva Ishau Karoti. So according to Shruti, what? Both the Ishvara and Maya, Jiva, are the creations of Maya. That's what clearly described, told by the Shruti Mata. Iti Pradarshitam. Therefore, just don't involve into all kinds of unnecessary topics. Here we'll stop. And next class in the next series. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you. Hari Om. So we have completed till 68th verse. So 69th verse we will start in the next class. Thank you. Hari Om.